If you were alive during the Woodstock Vietnam era, you would have noticed that I had put some subliminal messages into my introduction. And with it being the 48th anniversary of Woodstock, I thought it'd be appropriate to do a love reading. Now to find the first card for the spread, I go through the deck, and I'm looking for either the Justice card, any court card from the Swords, the Two of Cups, or the Lovers card. And I received the Justice card for you. She can be holding the sword of truth, the sword of justice. You're always looking for balance and having the fulcrum in an equilibrium. And I got thinking about balance, and it means steady and stable, or one side offsets the other, or there's different elements that are equal, and also an even distribution of things. And I think this reading covers all of the above. And on top of that, I think there's going to be a sense of fairness where there's going to be rewards and punishment given out for particular behaviors. Now the cards on the left are considered what you know, and you receive the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. Now kings in these readings mean that they're assisting you to obtain your long-term goals. Pages bring ideas and news. Knights launch these ideas. And when you get some experience, queens bring understanding. And then kings, of course, are the controlling pentacle of their suit. And here the King of Pentacles is really coming down to earth and saying, hey, look at the Seven of Swords. Somebody's stealing from you. Somebody's running away and sneaking something off. Or else they're just escaping and avoiding some hard-to-do aspect in their life. They're not here to support you but disappoint you. Now you can be doing it to yourself, and you can be sneaking off with your own emotions, stealing your own emotions. A lot of times that's what's happening here, is emotions are being taken away. And you'll see that up too in the center cards. For what is or what can be yours, you receive the Ten of Swords and the Judgment card. Now definitely the Ten of Swords is connected to the Seven of Swords. There was some disloyalty, dishonesty, infidelity. Whatever it was, it's very painful. And swords are about air and mind and intellect. And this is mind over matter, and it's making you face what really matters to you. 10 is the number of endings and new beginnings, so you're ending a cycle and going on to a new beginning. And that makes sense too, because you have the Judgment card, the Rebirth card, the card of resurrection, the card that requires forgiveness. I mean, you're being judged or you're judging somebody, and regardless of who is being judged, forgiveness has to be part of the package. Or you don't go into your higher self for this rebirth. You're going to make a clean slate. This is a celestial purification for you to go on in your life. Maybe something did happen here with the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords. And there's some comeuppance for somebody's behavior. Now the cards for your awareness or self-awareness is the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Now you have the King of Pentacles over there, Mr. Earth himself, that realized something was going on with this Seven of Swords and you were being stolen from. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles, and she's bringing understanding and experience too into the party. She's about practical matters. She wants you to have a grip on reality. And maybe now that you've cleaned house and you've gone through the Judgment card, you are into reality, because the Four of Wands is saying that you're celebrating. This is a card about going home, seeking a place that you feel secure and you consider home. It's about a personal ascension and a rites of passage. Maybe this rites of passage is just making it through the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords events. At any rate, it's saying that it's time to celebrate. And your future cards is the Seven of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. I call the Seven of Pentacles almost a harvest card because you've now sprinkled some seeds and they've germinated and they're ripening and they're not quite ripe yet. And this is the tenuous time that you have to be very careful and be very vigilant because you want to reap your full harvest, the abundance that you've worked so hard for. And this is the time now to take a chill pill and not get impatient. Recheck and check things to make sure the details are in order. And the card next to it, the Three of Cups, is very similar to the Four of Wands. It's a celebration card. But this card is also about a shared accomplishment. Everybody's on the same sheet of music and have come to an end point, and now it's time to celebrate. And this can be a shared achievement with lovers. You made it to a certain point. You got over the gauntlet. You went over all of the hurdles that were required. You know, there was hurt and pain, and finally there's balance again. And balance and stability is what Libras covet. They want something stable. And this card symbolizes teamwork, and that's exactly what it is here for you. Is some type of teamwork. You're passing the batons off, and you're doing things in a shared environment. Partnership. Now the Knight of Swords, your last future card, is one about rushing around. This guy is very aggressive and he welds his sword into conflicts, and he's looking for conflicts. Actually, conflicts have an affinity towards him. And I think right now it's warning you about impetuous acts, because this Knight of Swords is related to the Justice card. Both of them are holding a sword up into the air. The Knight of Swords causes confusion, and he gallops into people's lives and causes turmoil and then gallops out. Now this could be you rushing around in your own life and in your own mind and not making balance or peace. And this isn't the comfort zone for Libra. So it's warning you not to do that and mellow out a little bit. Take a chill pill. Because this is swords. This is air and words. And this is your element, Libra. Just say gentle words to people. And if you don't have anything good to say, say nothing. And I pulled a Doreen Virtue Messages of the Angel card, and you received Athena. It is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. Well, there you go. Another equilibrium, another balance, benefiting others as well as you. Before I sign off, I'd like you to watch this really short video that I put together a couple months ago. And it's called The Absurd. And if you lived through the Vietnam Woodstock era, you would realize that there was a lot of absurd things going on. And I'd like to ask you, where did all of the flower children and hippies go? The ones that were protesting against the system, quote unquote. Well, I'll tell you one thing, they took their beads and jeans off and put suits on and are retiring from CEO offices. And they became the problem. And I find that absurd. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.